What's up, everybody? I hope you had a great week and looking forward to another great week ahead of us as we're sitting here on a national holiday. It is Super Bowl Sunday. I am with the most electrifying personality in podcast history, Dean Dirty Dan Bellinger.
Ballinger, yeah.
Ballinger.
Need to enunciate that better, please. And I don't know who Dirty Dan is. This ain't SpongeBob. I'm Old Dan.
Dude, I'm giving you a new nickname
Old
every
Dan?
week.
Okay. Well, Old Dan's the real deal Holyfield. And Super Bowl Sunday is fucking religious, okay? I saw a poll on Instagram yesterday from somebody I went to high school with, and it went, what makes you less of a man? Is it watching The Bachelor or like just willingly not watching the Super Bowl? Like if you're just sitting there on Sunday, you have nothing to do, and you're just flip past the Super Bowl.
That's a great question. And I'll tell you, I think it's not watching the Super Bowl because I know people who don't even
clearly not watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I know people who don't watch sports at all, but they'll watch the Super Bowl, whether it's, just because it's
for the commercials,
it's a
to
holiday.
hang out with the camaraderie,
Exactly.
people like that. But I mean, watching The Bachelor, that's fine. Like, who gives a shit? I don't.
Have you ever watched The Bachelor?
No, I refuse to.
See, dude, I was seeing somebody one time, and I gave it a few episodes of a try, and sadly, like I can see how it's entertaining to people that like it.
You would like it.
Well, see, I'm a big like car show guy, so anything like on Discovery Channel from like the Gas Monkey Garage
stuff.
I feel
like you clearly like where people are just yelling at each other.
Yeah. Like anytime, like, especially like if you're riding the bus or something here in Chicago and then you just see people get into altercations and it gets like really uncomfortable for everybody around them. Like that, I love those situations. Like you don't know what's going to happen.
So you're an asshole.
A little bit.
Yeah. That's what that is. Not having empathy. That's being an asshole.
No, I have empathy because like I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. But at the same time, I'm like, man, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, it's not me. So
I think it's probably why I like crazy ladies, Like, I'm just like, I'm stuck in the middle of this. Let's see where this goes.
I think that I don't really know what I think about that. Crazy has never been fun. I'm not really tolerant of that stuff. That's why I didn't have a girlfriend for so long. It's not really on my agenda for, like, my checkoff list. Crazy. Fucking not on there.
No, see, I mean, I'm not for it either. And I tell myself, I'm like, dude, just get out of this. But sometimes there's that part of me that it's like that angel and that devil sitting on the shoulder. You're just like, hey, let's just see where this goes. And then the angel over there is like, no, you know where this is going to end up. You know where this is going to end up. And then the devil's like,
it's going to end up with really good orgasms, but a shitty situation.
Yeah. And then see, that applies, to like the stuff on the buses and trains. Like, you never know what people are going to do. It's like,
listen, I really hope you don't have orgasms on the bus and trains.
No, I'm not talking about sexually.
That's how you end up in jail.
I'm talking about like when you see people getting into altercations. And you're just like, man, this is getting weird. Where's this going to go? And then you kind of hope it ends in a fight. But then again, it is Chicago. And you're like, nah, somebody could shoot somebody.
Somebody's going to die around here.
Yeah, and I was like,
fucking Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was like, in my luck, it would be me. Like, I'd catch the stray bullet.
Pimp down.
Have you ever, like, thought about that? Like, while you're, in a situation here in Chicago. And you're just like, man, how cool would it be if something broke out and, like, you just saved somebody's life?
I don't live in Chicago. I live in the suburbs.
Oh, that's true.
I lived in the suburbs my whole life other than, like, till, like, when I was really little. So it's like people just gonna get in each other's faces and then walk away. Nobody's gonna stab each other or shit like that.
Nobody's gonna take it too far.
Nobody's gonna take it too far. And if they do, it's either people don't do anything in the suburbs or they go like postal and just shoot up the whole office and shit. So if shit goes down, like you don't want it to go down at all because everybody gonna be dead because that's what happens to white people. They just snap. And then they go shoot everybody at the office because Susan didn't like your cheesecake.
Man, Susan making some terrible cheesecake, getting people killed.
Susan didn't like your cheesecake. Yeah, so you made a shit cheesecake. Susan didn't like it. And apparently you can't handle that. So you got to go kill the office.
Man, that's some serious hate for people at work and Susan being honest and you just can't handle it.
I think that's just that's a self issue. I don't really know what it would be. I don't even think this is a real situation. I'm making this all up right now. And you're asking way too many questions.
It could be totally true.
Do you remember Ty Law? That dude was a bad motherfucker.
I think he just got elected to the Hall of Fame.
He should be. But
let's jump into that real quick. Let's talk some Super Bowl Sunday. It is. Okay. We're both football fans.
First, I need to talk about if you're going. We need to talk Super Bowl Sunday party etiquette. Okay, everybody goes to Super Bowl Sunday.
Wait, is this
parties.
Dan's 60-second rant?
No, I mean it can be. I don't care, but it's gonna be a lot longer for 60 seconds. I mean, it's about the Super Bowl. I got a lot to say, but if you're going to a Super Bowl party, there's etiquette and it needs to be followed. Okay, first of all, bring a fucking dish. Okay, I don't know. You're not 17. Bring some fucking food. Bring soda. Bring 7. If you're gonna bring ice, bring at least 5 bags of ice. Because there's going to be a bunch of people and you're bringing little bullshit bags of ice. Or if you live in Chicago, you need to go to Jewel Osco, get that good ice where it's like already cubed. That's that. Go to Jewel, get the good ice. You got to go to the left side. There's a right side and a left side. You got to get the left side. It's like pre-made like cubes for, it's just perfect. They're big as shit. Fuck that crushed ice, by the way. I don't know. People that like crushed ice.
Those are like slushy fans.
I don't know. It's like, it just melts. And then you got watery whatever the fuck you're drinking. Like, watery, whatever the fuck. That's nasty.
Are you hating on water, bro?
Oh, I love water. Water is delicious, but if you're gonna have you're gonna fill it up with some crushed ice, and then whatever you're drinking is not gonna taste like what the fuck you want just poured in a cup. So it's gonna be watered down Coke or whatever the fuck. It's gross. Anyway, if you go to Super Bowl parties, you talk during the commercials, or you talk. You don't fucking talk. Actually, you listen to you watch the commercials. And then you talk to the people next to you quietly about how good that one you thought was. And then everybody commingles a little bit. There's a little bit of chatter. When the game comes back on, you shut the fuck up and let the people commentate the game and you watch the game. You cheer if there's a big fucking play. Other than that, you shut up. We're trying to watch the fucking, especially this year, okay? We've been waiting 20 goddamn years basically for this rematch. I need it. I fucking need it, and I need you to shut the fuck up.
So nobody's talking at your Super Bowl party today.
I think I'm watching it alone, actually. Like
that might be a good call.
I think we're just gonna watch it, like go to a bar and then watch it by ourselves because I don't.
But you're not really alone. You're gonna have people talking throughout the whole game there.
Yeah, but I can not listen to them. It's really, really easy to not listen to because I know they're all idiots. Like especially when you go to. You have to watch fights at bars.
Oh, it's the worst.
They're all morons. Who cares? Just let them be. I don't even try to talk to them. Just tune them all out.
Yeah, that'll kill my buzz at the bar, and you just hear somebody. It's like, I'd stand them up, man.
Yeah, it's a downer. A lot. It's a big, big downer. But
people are, I don't know, like they're too opinionated. I'm too opinionated, and I'm
never going to say somebody's too opinionated because I have an opinion on everything, and most of the time it's idiots, and it's just douchey.
I mean, I think I'm just as ignorant. Like I'll talk about a bunch of stuff that I know nothing about.
Yeah, but
and
that's
I do that
why
a lot
it's
on
funny.
Here.
That's why it's funny. This is not a fucking TED Talk. We're not under oath. Like this is
this could be a TED Talk.
This could not be a fucking TED Talk. TED Talks don't they have to? Isn't there like rules?
I mean, you just got to keep it in a time limit, and you got to basically make your story come full circle, and you have to tell people.
I don't even know what a TED Talk is, if I'm being honest.
Man, we gotta get you listening to TED Talks.
I know it's on like NPR, and I know people that think they're smart listen to them, but
well, I think
a lot.
I don't know. I can't listen to NPR. NPR is ruined for me.
Why? What? It's ruined.
Ruined.
It's ruined.
Ruined.
Yeah, ruined because there's an I in there, right?
Yeah,
there's
somewhere.
an I in there. Okay,
dude,
that's what I thought. Okay.
I just run my words together.
Well, that wasn't a word. That's not a
ruined.
Rund. You didn't run to anything.
I runned around the block.
No, you didn't. You ran around the block.
No, I runned, bro.
No, nobody runned anything.
I runned hard.
No. You NPR's ruined for you, and you ran around the block. That's what you did.
Every time I say ruined, I think of Stewie Griffin from Family Guy.
Can I have some wheat thins?
Yeah.
Just overpronunciating everything.
Yeah, because exactly to Brian, and Brian's like, what?
Why are you
He's
pronouncing
like,
that?
What?
What? Why? Yeah, but that's not. You just didn't overpronounce it. You just didn't say the word.
Yeah. So then when I overpronounce things like ruined,
but that's not overpronouncing. That's just saying the word right.
I don't know.
You don't need to say why. You say why. So that's why it's overpronouncing the word. But you just said runned instead of saying the correct word, which is ruined, which isn't overpronouncing, which it's just pronouncing.
I mean, but you get it.
I mean, I get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, like the listeners, they got it. Like,
yeah, they get it. They get what I'm saying.
Probably they get one of us, and I think they're gonna side with me. They're like,
Nobody's
hey, I get it. You got something to say. You don't need to get all the syllables out. We get the gist of it. Get to your point, and that's what I was doing. Like I was kind of trying to speed the story up a little bit. So then I just left like a syllable out.
But then you tried to if you're trying to speed it along, you should have just been like, okay, I did say that, and you shouldn't have been trying to justify it as why you said that.
That's true. But sometimes you gotta explain yourself.
But you explained yourself poorly and wrongly.
I mean, it happens. I don't know what to say.
It does happen a lot. That's okay. Let's talk about the Super Bowl some more.
Okay. Anyway,
who do you have?
Okay, so like we were talking about this a little bit ago. I don't really care. I think it's cool if Brady and Belichick win for their legacy. But I think that the Rams have some cool jerseys, the old schools they're throwing out.
I think the Rams
and I like their young coach, McVay.
I like that's the counterpoint. It's like they have a complete awesome legacy on one hand to wherever they could have the most Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Or no, to be tied with the most Super Bowls ever because they have 5 right now, right?
Right.
So they would be 6 to tie with Montana and Bradshaw.
With the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who,
by the way?
Montana,
though, is Bradshaw and...
No, Montana has 6, right?
No, only the Steelers have 6 Super Bowls. Everybody else has 5 and less.
Look that up. 2 quarterbacks, I believe, have 6 Super Bowls.
Have been to 6 or won 6?
Have won 6 Super Bowls.
All right, I'll be my Jamie here and pull it up.
But
yeah.
Also, I'm going to say this real quick. Terry Bradshaw is the most overrated quarterback in the history of fucking time, and I'm sick of him being on all these sports talks and him acting like he's fucking great. If that defense wasn't so dominant and he didn't have the best teams in the league for all those years, he was an average fucking quarterback. So average. And I know the league was different and you had to be way harder, but how about you don't throw the ball to the other fucking team as much as you throw the ball to your own team?
Ooh. Yikes. All right, so it's saying here that the Steelers have the most Super Bowls with 6. Then there's teams, the Cowboys, New England, and San Francisco all have 5.
Okay, so San Fran only does have 5.
Yeah, San Fran is 5-1 in Super Bowls. The Steelers are 6-2. Cowboys are 5-3. The New England Patriots are 5-5. And 2 of those Super Bowl losses obviously weren't Tom Brady's because he's 5-3. Here's my question to you: is Tom Brady, like, when you think of the superstars in history of athletes, like Michael Jordan's obviously the guy, who won championships, but was also like the best player, in the sport.
Right.
If Brady wins and he's 6-2 in Super Bowls, is he up there in the Jordan status? And if he loses and he goes to 5-4 in Super Bowls, does that start to put him in the LeBron James category of superstardom? How does that hurt it, or how does it affect his career? I guess is what I'm asking.
I think quarterbacks should get the most leeway because Michael Jordan had 7 games to figure out how to beat a team. Tom Brady's got to beat the team when he plays them now. Every time a playoff game happens, he has to win right now. So if
that 2 weeks leading up to it means nothing?
No, because the other team gets 2 weeks too.
That's true.
Like, it's been proven that they're really good when you give them 2 weeks. That's why I'm scared, because when you give Brady and Belichick 2 weeks, it's just proven. Like, after a bye week, they're really good. Once they make it to the Super Bowl, they're really good. And 2 of those losses, if David Tyree didn't fucking make the most ridiculous catch in history, and then Mario Manningham didn't make the most ridiculous catch in history, like, Eli Manning's my favorite player because he kept Tom Brady from having a perfect life for so long.
Now that you say that, when you're talking about the losses to the Patriots and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, you know why I think the Patriots are going to win today? Now that we said this, this is everybody's hearing this a day after, so they'll know if we're right or wrong.
Right.
Is because the Patriots only lose to the NFC East. They don't ever lose to any other team in the NFC because they've since Brady's been there, he's lost twice to the Giants and once to the Eagles. He's beaten everybody else.
I guess that's true, huh? Fuck.
Man, they should put me in Vegas because I am on top of it.
Yeah, unless you get it wrong today.
That's true. Like, hey, could you imagine if I was so wrong right now and people just blast me?
It might be. Yeah, but that's why I think, back to your question, that's why I would hold, like, Brady. I don't hold him higher than Jordan was so good. He went to 6-1-6, right? He didn't. I don't think he lost.
I don't think he lost one either.
He didn't lose a final. Yeah, so that's pretty fucking impressive.
And I think he did 3 in a row, took a year off, came back 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's one of the best. You know who also is in the, Derek Jeter's one of the best fucking.
I'm right up there.
He's right up there with you. Derek Jeter. And also top tier, first team Hall of Fame hottie lists of who he's dated and shit. DJ has been just more ass than a toilet seat, fucking more butt than a horse's saddle. Like, old boy just gets it. Jessica Biel, Jessica Alba, Jessica Simpson, all the Jessicas. Like, he has a starting 9 plus a DH, a closer, setup man, 5 fucking starting rotation 5 aces in the fucking starting rotation.
So you're saying
Derek Jeter's lived the perfect fucking life. No tabloids, kept the paparazzi at a minimum, hit 300, Hall of Fame with 98%, millionaire, New York, and now he's married to like the hottest 26-year-old Sports Illustrated model, and he's like 44 years old, retired, living in a fucking penthouse in New York.
and is a majority investor of the Miami Marlins.
Bow down to DJ and show some respect.
He owns a baseball team now.
And show some respect to that man.
So you're saying he's owner of the all-world team.
He is, yeah. He's all poon. First team all poon getter is what Derek Jeter is. Hall of Fame, just GOAT.
He was one of my favorites growing up.
Of not just like all athletes get dimes, obviously, when you're like A-listers would be sliding into his DMs right now if he's playing. You know,
could you imagine
Scarlett
if you had that
Skojo's sliding into
Johansson?
Skojo's sliding into Derek Jeter's fucking
He's
DMs.
Married. I hope nobody's sliding in.
No, obviously not. I'm saying if he's playing now, like that's who he's getting A-listers. Like he's not just it's not groupies that he's not some backup catcher.
Yeah.
Who's pulling hotties.
Do you think
still.
he's one of those guys that's getting like where girls are sending him nudes, but he's just not complaining about it like the ladies do on social media when they get
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like random dudes,
There's probably dudes sending him some too, huh?
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah, when you're that level, you have to be all your shit has to be. I guess it can't be private, but you just block your DMs. You just close your DMs off.
You got it like no notifications on the phone.
Oh, no.
That thing's going off all day.
You don't even post shit. Like I guarantee he just has like somebody else post all of his shit and deal with all.
Yeah, hey man, don't knock out the mic stand.
Sorry, and has somebody take care of all of his DMs and shit.
Hey, I mean that'd be smart. What do you think about Kareem Hunt and his situation? Do you think he should play football again? And for those that don't know, he used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, Dean's team.
The Rams
put his hands on a woman, but then it turns out that she may have instigated it.
Oh, she very much instigated it.
Called him the N-word.
Dropped the N-bomb on him.
And then she hit him before he put his hands on her.
He didn't, from the video I saw, he pushed her. He didn't cold cock her.
Yeah.
I mean.
But didn't he kick her?
He push kicked her while she was down.
I mean, like he didn't punt
her in the face. He push kicked her in like the rib area when she was down, which might be excessive. But if you watch that video, that bitch is berating him as he's standing. He's not walking,
hitting him,
and he's not walking away, but he's just standing there. She's going back and forth, like you can see they're both drunk, and apparently she's dropping N-bombs as a white girl on a black dude. I mean, gets in his face, hits him. What? That's a fucking. Do you not see him play football? Like, what do you think's? I don't get it. You shouldn't hit girls, obviously, especially when you're that much of a fucking powerhouse of a human being. Like, she can't do anything. But get the fuck out of the dude's face also. Like, that's not a Ray Rice situation. Like, he didn't uppercut this bitch to the moon. He didn't take her head
married
off.
that woman.
She backed him, too. She backed him and said she still loves him and she doesn't blame him for knocking her the fuck out.
That's how you know your girl is down.
That's a ride or die. I mean, she got like a $5 million ring on her finger. She doesn't, I mean, not to sound like an asshole, but if they seriously are in love and that's the lifestyle she's living, where the fuck's she going to go next?
Hey,
you know?
They say love hurts. I mean, that's a little far for me. Like, I hope, whatever future lady I get with, I hope she doesn't test me like that and uppercut me.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't think
I
love's supposed to
might
hurt that
take one
way.
for the team. Like,
if I'm living that lifestyle, my bitch can uppercut me once a year.
Yeah.
If she has millions of dollars, I'll give her she could uppercut me once a month probably.
I was about to say, I'll pay rent with that. You just
for
throw
sure.
bombs to my face.
If she's just stressed out, I'd let her leg kick me.
Everybody's been talking about like if the roles were reversed, and I was watching Joe Rogan's Strange Times comedy special the other day again on Netflix, and he was basically talking about when the roles reversed and it's like men getting sexually assaulted,
it's just funny.
Yeah, it's like nobody cares, and he goes, but he's talking about how he feels bad for women because he has 3 daughters and this and that, and he was like, but isn't it a little weird that when it's happening to men, nobody cares?
It is, but it isn't because
So my point is like when you're taking those uppercuts, like the only people that would care would be like maybe your parents and your friends. They'd be like, man, my dude's getting hit by his woman.
I promise you, if I told my friends that my girlfriend's a millionaire but she just gets mad sometimes, and
I wouldn't get mad if she was.
My girls would laugh my friends would laugh their fucking asses off and be like, bah! Lucky motherfucker. Like, oh, how'd you get your million? Is that you take punches every month?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, I would let my girl drop bombs on me for to have her millions.
Yeah, it'd just be funny.
Because you know what I would do all day? I would just podcast and just be like, it'd be all on video with my black eye and everything, and it'd just be a good time. They'd be like, what happened? I'd be like, hey, man, sometimes you just got to take one for the team.
But
that one took a turn. I don't know where we're going with
I
that.
have no clue where this is going right now. Domestic abuse is not okay, but
No, not at all.
it's funnier when a girl hits a guy.
Agreed. Next segment. So, how's training going?
Oh, training going good. It actually is going good too. I'm doing a lot other than showing up every day, other than when I couldn't because of the snow and the negative 22 tundra that we had.
Wild
Frozen
weather.
vortex of Chicago and weather we had here. Couldn't make it to the gym, but every other day. Been there. Lost 15 pounds already. Back down to, I got fat over the holidays. I was 222 when I stepped on the scale in like January or December, like 28th or something.
Did you know you're getting that out of control?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could feel it and sense it. And I just feel like the way I move and shit. It's like, oh, I just don't feel good. And then, but yeah, I weighed 207 this morning. So.
Dude, your Instagram's been fire and you've been posting like you're drinking some Thailand fighter's pee or something.
No, it's a liniment. It's like a application for your sore muscles and shit. So you put it on your body and it's like icy hot, except it ain't for that. It don't got no pussy ass cold. It just goes straight to the burn. It's definitely like, it's the Thai fighter's piss with like cayenne pepper and ghost pepper extract for sure. And it just burns your shit up and makes you feel no pain and numbs you up a little bit. It feels really good.
That was hilarious when you posted that, and I started laughing. And then the funniest thing is this morning before we did this podcast, I get on Instagram, and when I went to the restroom, and everybody knows when you go to spend some time in the restroom, you take a phone with you.
Absolutely.
So I'm on Instagram, hit the story, your story, and the first one pops up is you're sitting on the toilet, post on Instagram. I was dying
Super
laughing.
Bowl.
I was like,
Super Bowl.
I was like, here we are.
A couple types of Super Bowls today.
Yeah.
I can think of 3.
I was like, here we are, 2 peas in a pod, Instagramming and
Instagramming and pooping in the morning.
This is what you got to do.
Swear to fucking God, if Todd Gurley does not play today, I'll go beat the shit out of that big motherfucker.
Oh, he's gonna play. And by the way, everybody, when we jump into tangents of football, I have the countdown show going over here on the TV next to us.
C.J. Anderson is a fine backup. He ain't no Todd Gurley.
No, Gurley's gonna play, man.
Well, he was supposed to. They were saying he's fine. Josh Reynolds right there, number 83. He's going to be a superstar. He might be one of the most athletic wide receivers in the league.
Isn't he like a 6th-round pick out of Texas A&M?
I have no clue, but I can tell you that motherfucker fast as shit, and he does not get tackled very easily.
Dude, speaking of underrated people, Ed Reed posted the other day because he just got elected to the NFL Hall of Fame. And I think they let too many people in, but he should definitely be in. He posted that he goes, throwback Thursday or whatever, to the day I was a 2-star recruit going to the University of Miami. I was like, 2-star recruit? Greatest safety of all time?
Safety ever, arguably, yeah. He's
just shows you how flawed those grading systems are.
Just also shows how people develop differently. Like, he had the mind to play. He probably just couldn't play physically enough. He probably just wasn't developed enough, and then he developed to be 6'2" and run a 4.40 and shit, and then he had the mind that he had, and he was a ball hawk, and everything just came together at one point in time, and he was like, oh, by the way, I'm not a 2-star recruit. I'm the best player.
Fell into line.
I have the best mind, and that's what happened to Tom Brady.
Gets with the best coaches, the best system that fits his abilities.
Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Aaron Rodgers, there's like 230 people that passed that were.
No, Aaron Rodgers was in the first round, late first round.
Or was Tom Brady just the first one?
Yeah, no, Tom Brady was a 6th-rounder.
He was a 6th round, right? So a bunch of people passed up. Are you sure Aaron Rodgers first rounder? Am I wrong twice right now?
Nope. Yeah. Damn. Aaron Rodgers was drafted like the 28th pick or something, I think, of the first round. Because remember, he was sitting in the green room, but he just...
Oh, was he supposed to be way higher than that, though?
Yeah.
Oh, so 27 motherfuckers missed drafting Aaron Rodgers. So there you go.
Yeah, so like a bunch of teams passed him up before the Packers were like, yo, we got to replace Brett Favre.
Eventually. But, I mean, Brady was a 6th-rounder, and he's like the slowest person to ever put on football pads, and he somehow is now a top 5 quarterback, probably top 2 quarterback of all time.
Rodgers was drafted in the 2005 draft, first round, pick 24 by Green Bay.
Yep, I'm wrong twice today. It's the way she goes sometimes, guys.
Hey, man, like we're not claiming to be experts on this show.
Absolutely not. zero expertise about anything.
But I think we're
I'm a
geniuses.
pretty good bullshitter.
Dude, oh man, I'm trying to get better at it. I'm just kidding. That was a bullshit one right there. I'm really good at it.
What? I don't know why I said what. I don't even have a question or anything to say right now.
Dude, we're just chilling on Super Bowl Sunday. Like, we had an agenda. We were supposed to come in here with a guest.
Yeah, Maurice fucked this up. I was going to ask him about his South African heritage and all that shit.
Yeah, we were going to get into something really good.
Because I am so uncultured and I like knowing that type of shit. So I was excited to ask a fucking dude that knows a lot about some shit. And now I don't. I got to sit here with another uncultured motherfucker from Oklahoma, and we're just going to talk bullshit. And
that's what we do.
These iced coffees.
And LaCroix.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been on a heck of a LaCroix kick lately.
I love LaCroix. I love all that stuff. And most people hate it.
Josh called me soft.
Why? He drinks fucking carbonated water all the time.
I don't know why he did it. He just did, man.
Fuck him.
Well, I mean, like, what am I going to say to him? Like, you just keep
Tell him to
choking
go
me
fuck
out.
himself. I don't give a shit. We're going to fight each other anyway. Why are you not going to tell him to talk shit?
That's true. I mean, he's my dude for one, but
So? That's even more reason.
I know. I don't. I feel like I talk enough.
Probably.
I'm that guy who gets stupid tangents going during fundamentals classes. I'll just be like, hey, and then we'll start talking. And I'm like, maybe we should rep something here.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. We got on a good one the other day when you got done sparring and kickboxing, and then you were leaving for a second to go change right before we got into jiu-jitsu. We went down.
There's been a lot of dick talk recently in the gym.
It's getting weird.
A lot of dick talk going on. I'm not really sure why. It's just been in my. I've just been wanting to talk about dicks recently, guys. I don't know.
Are you one of those?
Funny. It's been funny.
8% of humans that draw penises on things.
I've never drawn a penis on anything, and I've always thought that was weird as fuck.
Have you seen Superbad?
Dude.
Okay, I just making sure. I want to make sure you got the reference.
Best fucking movies of all time.
Well, also I need the listeners to make sure that they get the reference from a movie. Superbad.
Absolutely. Where Jonah Hill's character just draws dicks on shit.
You're
all the time.
speaking of Jonah Hill. He's doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he is.
He's a one-stripe white belt.
That a boy. Get after it.
He is getting after it. He's thin Jonah again.
He goes up and down so much he gets paid so much money to do that shit, so why not?
Oh, dude, some of those diets that those actors and actresses go on is like phenomenal. Like to like really get cut up for parts and stuff like that. Like, what do you think is the best movie out there? Or at least your favorite movie, like that has martial arts in it?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, first of all, talking about the actors, they get so fucking glorified for those shits. Like, oh my God, he or she got silver. Yeah, guess what? He got paid $10 million to do that. That's all he did all day. Eat good, work out. That's your fucking job. Shut up. Like, fuck off. It's not hard. It's not hard when you get paid $15 million. Oh, what do I have to do today? If I go to the gym and only eat chicken and broccoli, I'm gonna wake up with like $400,000 in my bank account for these fucking movies every day. All right, I guess I can do that. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, easy decision.
Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, what was your question?
But what's your favorite movie that has martial arts in it? Because mine is the John Wick series.
I haven't seen one of those.
You have? Oh my God!
I know they're great.
Dude.
I don't watch anything.
Dude, I don't watch much. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Okay, you're missing out.
I'm not. I've seen 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. One, a whole family was lured into another fucking family. They thought they were going to kick it, killed everybody.
Spoiler alert.
It's not spoiler. That was like 4 years ago. They killed everybody on some wedding, and it's like, well, that's rude. And another one,
the red wedding.
And another one, some dude was jealous that he heard another guy had a big dick, so he captures a dude, tied him up, and had 2 chicks go get a dick hard, and then went and cut his big dick off because he's jealous of the big dick. Why the fuck are you people watching this show? Like, you sociopathic fucks. How do you? It's got dragons in it, and you like Khaleesi's tits, so you watch that, and we're just gonna ignore the fact that people cutting dicks off over here.
Man, I've never seen anybody hate on Game of Thrones like that in my life.
Well, I've seen 2 episodes. It's fuck stupid.
Like I haven't got very much like hate, messages from people that listened or anything, but I think that might get a few.
I don't give a fuck.
But so anyway, back to the John Wick stuff, dude.
I like fucking getting excited and getting pissed off when they only release 77-minute episodes instead of 2-hour episodes. I was promised 2-hour episodes. Go do something with your life instead of sitting there for fucking 2 hours and watching dragons, bitch.
That's a good point. Go work out. Go to the gym. Go do something.
Fuck.
But John Wick, like the guy throws up triangles and then like shoots the people in the head.
I saw that.
Dude, that's
a gif. It's pretty sick.
Like, but John Wick also has like 4 of my favorite things in this world. Has women, fast cars, martial arts and guns.
And Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is the fucking shit. Oh, mine's probably The Matrix.
Dude, The Matrix was amazing.
I love the fucking Matrix. The whole series is great. Wait, I know Kung Fu is the shit.
He's like, download this. As a kid, when I watched that back in, was it 99 when the first one came out?
Oh, can you do that?
I was like,
sick.
Somebody can, put a chip in me, and all of a sudden, next thing I'm a black belt.
Have you ever seen Vision Quest? That's a good one.
No, I haven't.
Vision Quest is about a wrestler. He's got to go beat Shoot, who's a fucking animal from another town, and he's got to drop all this weight, and people are talking about how his coach doesn't want him to do it, but then he shows him how he's maintained strength, and he can still do it. And it's just it's a good movie. It's got a lot of backstories, and yeah, he's got a love affair in it, and it's a weird situation how it happens, and it's just a weird movie. And the dude hucks motherfuckers head and arms all day from this lanky motherfucker with a half a bowl cut, half a Asian haircut.
That's a little wild.
It's a good movie. Vision Quest.
Dude, are you getting excited for Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler?
I'm so excited for Ben Askren. Ben Askren's so good at not getting hit. I mean, Robbie's really good at hitting people.
Wait, do you think Ben Askren's is like, who's better at not getting hit, Ben Askren or Damian Maia? Because we watched that Damian Maia fight before we jumped on the podcast.
Yeah.
Versus Lyman Good, and he chokes him out.
Yeah.
Gets to his back, jumps on it.
Mm-hmm. That was really good, and it was a really good transition how he just kind of sat there and cooked him for a little bit, and then really sunk it in when he could squeeze. We were talking about that dude's got to squeeze so hard, man.
I didn't
so
I want to feel
hard.
it, but then again, let me tap quickly.
Right? Yeah. Let me feel it, but let the fuck go.
I mean, like give me 5% and let me tap, and then I'll just imagine the rest.
Exactly. But whenever Damian doesn't want to get hit, he doesn't get hit a lot. But he's been in some wars and some bangers and stuff. Ben just doesn't seem to ever get hit. Like.
That's a good point, but I'm a little worried because I thought he fought good competition at Bellator, and then I didn't follow him enough at ONE FC to know if he was fighting, the kind of competition of like a Robbie Lawler. You know what I mean? Like the UFC has. That's the cream of the crop.
I don't really know if they did back then, but ONE FC is it's a pretty solid organization nowadays. I mean,
I'm a big fan now.
There's billions of people over there. Like they're gonna have high quality fighters. It's kind of silly to think that out of the billions of people in Asia and Indo-Asia and that part of the world where they get a lot of their fighters from, they're not going to find some high-quality fighters. To be fair, they have a lot of smaller high-quality fighters, so once they get into the 170 and the one...
They do that weight cut differently, too, where you're not really allowed to cut weight.
Yeah, there's no cut weight, which I like it. They do hydration testing, which is one of the purest forms to tell what somebody really weighs because you can't cut the water out, which is one of the easiest ways to get a weight cut. So you just have to get as lean as you can and still stay hydrated. So Ben he was a middleweight there. He was fought at 185 there. So he was fighting up a weight class because he fights 170 now.
Yeah.
So that competition, at least, we know he's at least strong enough to fuck dudes up that are way bigger than him naturally.
Right. And he's been calling, already for a 165-pound title fight with Khabib, assuming, he can get past Lawler. Like he's already thinking about hey, what's going to pay me and pay me now?
Yeah. That would be fucking insane. The problem with that is then Khabib don't have to cut no weight, and he's just fucking 165 of fucking.
Well, see, that's what I want to ask you. Let's just play a hypothetical here. Let's say Ben Askren goes in and just either A, beats on Robbie for 3 rounds, and doesn't take any damage like we're known for Ben Askren to do, or A,
which I think is going to
finishes Robbie Lawler, let's say early. Like he just either way, like in both scenarios here, Ben looks amazing. Let's just say he does.
Okay.
And then do you think that he would get that 165 title fight with a Khabib? Or do you think
that division isn't even a thing right now.
I know.
Probably not.
I was about to say, if they wanted to start one, or do you think that there's just more for Khabib to stay down at 155 and either step up against a Max Holloway jumping up a weight class?
Well, right now Khabib's suspended for another 4 months because they gave him a
until
suspension.
July.
Yeah. But I think he needs to fight Tony Ferguson for sure. I'd need to see that. I don't really care if he fights anybody else in that division because he'll fuck them all up, without a doubt.
Well, see, the thing is the UFC will, put the fight together that's more for the money. And unfortunately, and it pisses me off because I think Tony is the better fighter of the division, and that's who Khabib should be fighting. But I feel like, somebody like Max Holloway, since he's a champion, has a bigger name, that if Max was like, yo, I'm coming up, that they would jump Tony again and give Max the shot.
I don't know. I think Tony's name's pretty big nowadays. I think it's grown more and more, especially with how eccentric he is and how he really doesn't give a fuck and how much he is in wars and he comes out on top. You can't really deny how just he just goes at it, and he's a really, really good fighter. He's on like a 10-fight win streak.
I think it's longer than that.
It might be 11 now. And Dana said that, which doesn't mean anything, obviously, because he's changed his mind a bunch of times. But he did say that that seems like that's the fight that has to happen. And I don't really want to see Holloway Khabib.
Don't?
Holloway's not going to do anything. What the fuck's he going to do?
I don't know.
Take him down, he's going to get smashed.
I still think
enough. He ain't got the wrestling. You can't. He's a volume puncher.
Do you think he would fare a better chance than Conor?
No, he's smaller than Conor. I mean, I guess Max is big. They say he's pretty big. But Conor hits hard, and that's the way you beat. You got to knock him out. Like, you got to knock him out like hard with one shot, because he's going to take your punches. That's what he does. And Max Holloway overwhelms people with his cardio. He can last way longer. He just punches you in the face. Like, he landed 150 shots against Brian Ortega in that fourth round, or the third round. And obviously Ortega's tough as shit, but if you land 150 shots on somebody, I feel like you should probably knock him out with one of those, you know? So if you can't knock out Ortega at 145, I really don't see you knocking out Khabib at 155. So that means you can't keep him off of you for 5 rounds, which means you're going to be on the ground getting your face punched in.
Well, see, that's what I want to say. Like, I think that Max is a lot tougher, like, mentally than Conor McGregor, especially now, maybe with all that money speaking. But Max's ground game is better, jiu-jitsu wise, way better than Conor's.
That don't matter.
No, it doesn't. But like, when you think about Tony fighting Khabib, like, you play that into a big factor because Tony's got a sick ground game.
Well,
I think Max's is pretty, black belt level too.
Tony's game is the only game that can actually possibly work, because as good as Max's level is, it's still very traditional. It's
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Max and Tony are very similar fighters.
They're not. Max Holloway, I mean,
Tony does more creative things.
That's what I'm going to say. They're very, like, their style is stand and, like, have better cardio, stand, outbox you, and
get in your face, put the pressure on you.
But, like, the style, the way that they actually fight with and what they use as their weapons and shit, I at least think that Tony Ferguson he's way more creative, and he's way less. Max Holloway's way better at the stuff he does well, which is traditional boxing. Gets in your face, cardio, slip and rip pace, and then he's really good off of his back because with his traditional, like, jiu-jitsu background and stuff. Tony he'll Imanari, like, the way he's gonna win, you're not gonna beat Khabib like that. I don't see any traditional style beating like that, especially when you can't knock people out with one shot. So Tony might win because he might, like, Imanari roll and somehow land in a leg lock and tap him like that. Like, that's how you're going to beat Khabib.
Do you think Khabib would ever tap, or you think he'd either pass out or take a broken limb? I think he would do that. He'd either go out or he'd take a broken limb. Like, that dude is just not going to quit. He doesn't look like a guy who's going to quit. He doesn't act like a guy who's going to quit.
Yeah, everybody says that until you got your arm fully extended and in some weird-ass arm bar, and it's snapped already. But, I mean, if it does because Tony will take it home, so if it is broken, and he might just plow through it. Like, who the fuck knows? But that's how I think.
Well, I mean, but look at, like, guys like Corey Sandhagen, the guys out in, Denver, that he just won his 3rd UFC fight, and he got put in his second one, he got put in that deep arm bar by Formiga, I want to say it was. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it already popped. He's like, might as well keep fighting.
Oh, exactly. That's what, like, that'll, like, I do think you'd probably have to put him to sleep.
And that's kind of the way I kind of see Khabib.
Or maybe a leg lock, because he's had a bunch of fucking knee injuries and shit, so he might not want to go through that again. Which Tony might roll and do that sambo roll through a Victor roll and try to get into, like, a knee bar situation or something. Like, that's how I would see him possibly winning.
I only feel like things like that would work later in the fight after you kind of, tested Khabib's cardio and, maybe peppered him with some good shots. I don't feel like you're just going to come out and do that.
Oh, no, you're not going to. And, like, that's, like, Tony's tough as hell. He'll be able to weather the storm, and he'll stay on bottom, and he'll try to work some rubber guard and shit, and he'll throw elbows from the bottom, like hard elbows from the bottom. He'll work his guard well. He'll play weird rubber guard, throw those triangles like he did against Kevin Lee. See if he can. He's got more fire, I think, off his back, weirder style. I just think he's more dangerous all over the place, and you have to be weird. I don't think you're going to beat him traditionally. You're not going to be able to just push the pace against him because he is the hammer. Like, And again, every fight he has, it doesn't matter if you think you're going to be the hammer. Khabib's still the hammer. So you gotta somehow get around the immovable object, or you can't just go through him. You gotta do some spin shit. You gotta start breakdancing. You gotta fucking do a Sanchai kick and try to throw your. You gotta do a Sanchai kick and try to cartwheel him in the head. Like something weird's gotta happen.
Yeah, you can't just
you ain't
do
just
the
gonna
traditional
stand
stuff.
in front of him and box him. Like that's why I don't think Holloway will win, because they'll just walk through him.
Do you think who has the better chance against Khabib, Askren or Ferguson?
Ferguson.
You still think Ferguson has that?
Yeah, because I think Khabib will probably fuck him up on the feet. Because Askren has negative striking.
It's detrimental to him.
Negative striking. Like, yes, he has to get you to the ground. So Khabib doesn't have negative striking. He's got effective striking, and he's hard.
Yeah.
And he's just as good of a wrestler in his mind. And they're both the same. Everybody they grab, they hold on to. Askren's shown he had a bad fight against one guy when he wasn't training wrestling and won. He wasn't keeping him down as much as he liked. He had to take him down a lot. So I think it'd be harder for Askren to keep down Khabib than it ever would. And I think that would probably end up being more of a stand-up fight than anything. I think both of their wrestling would negate each other, especially their MMA wrestling. And then, especially with how hard-willed they were, it'd be really hard to keep one of them down. So I just think Khabib would outstrike him all night because he's a way better striker. And he hits way harder. It's not even close. Khabib hits hard.
Yeah.
Khabib hits hard. Ben Askren got some pillow hands.
Man, that's a shot at the man.
I mean, I love him. He's wrestled at Mizzou, fucking Olympian and shit, but I don't want to talk about who's going to win a fight. Like, that's how that fight would go, I think.
Do you think pound for pound Henry Cejudo is a better wrestler than Khabib?
Cejudo's an Olympic champion.
I'm talking like MMA style. Like, let's go to that, like for the sport they're in now, because we can't obviously go back because Khabib never went the Olympic route, whereas Cejudo did and did win a gold medal.
Then no, because one of them's lost more than the other one's lost. And yeah, so Khabib's been able to beat everybody with wrestling and keeping them down and punch them in the face, and Henry hasn't. So,
but do you think that Khabib has beaten the who's who? Because like he beat the number one pound for pound guy.
He did
since John Jones fell off that list, and then he beat the number three
it's just
pound for pound guy and TJ Dillashaw.
It's really hard to say like absolutely. Like they're both fucking incredible. And Henry might have faced harder competition, but I'm not really sure. Like the division's not really that deep. I don't think there's a bunch of good people at the top. That's why DJ was able to run it for so long. He was really good, but I'm not sure if that was exactly the deepest division.
No, I didn't think it was that deep. To me, it's been 3 to 4 guys the whole time. It's always been DJ.
And 155 is the deepest division in MMA. Most people are 155 pounds when they cut weight and get in really good shape. 155, 170. So I feel like Khabib's probably just. He has beaten everybody at that weight division.
I can't say that because obviously he hasn't fought Tony Ferguson. He hasn't
fought. He's beaten. So he hasn't beaten everybody in that weight division, obviously, because he hasn't fought anybody.
Right. I was about to say, but I feel like he got to skip a good chunk of guys.
Henry Cejudo, they both have. So I think they both actually have around the same amount of fights. They both have mid-20s in their fights, I think.
No, I don't think that.
You don't think Henry has that much?
No, let me look his.
Does he think he has more like 13, 14?
Yeah, he's somewhere lower than.
Well, even more. So Cejudo's lost.
Yeah,
twice,
he has.
I think.
Yeah, he lost to. He's 14-2.
So, and Khabib's 20-something and 0.
28-0 or 29-0.
So, in a more deep division.
Yeah, so he lost to TKO. This is Cejudo. He lost
got
TKO
kneed by Demetrius Johnson,
and then he lost his next fight a split decision to Joseph Benavidez.
Yeah, so, which is good, but those are the 2 top guys in that division.
Yeah,
and he lost to both of them. And Khabib's fought 27 fuckers. He ain't lost any of them.
I know, but man, like he's beaten Cejudo's beaten Javier Formiga, Sergio Pettis, Wilson Hayes, Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw. Like that's a pretty good.
It's a badass fucking resume. It really is.
You know what I mean? That's pretty amazing.
It really is. Khabib's beat McGregor and he beat Barboza, and I don't even really remember everybody he's beaten. He's beaten a bunch of fuckers.
So here's the past fights for Khabib. He's 27-0. He's beaten Conor McGregor, Ali Quinta, Edson Barbosa, Michael Johnson. I don't know who this Daryl Horcher guy is, but then he beat Rafael Dos Anjos, which is a huge name.
When Dos Anjos was a fucking killer in like 2015 or so.
Yeah, this was 14.
14,
so maybe
yeah.
it was right before his tear. And he beat Pat Healy. He's a legend. Abel Trujillo. He's a
Abel
thick dude.
Trujillo was on all the fucking steroids.
Yeah.
All of them.
But that was the fight that Khabib missed weight. And that was the fight he also had the UFC record for most takedowns.
Yeah, he had like 20-something takedowns
21,
in that
yeah.
fight. Abel just kept getting up. I watched that fight a lot.
And I mean, there's a lot of good names on there. Conor McGregor, Ali Quinta, Edson Barbosa, Michael Johnson, Rafael.
I'd like to see Ali Quinta fight Khabib when he had a full camp for preparing for Khabib.
Al's just got to beat one more guy.
He's
got to
savage.
beat like either Nick Diaz or he's got to beat Conor McGregor. Do you think they're going to give Conor the Cowboy fight?
I mean, if Conor wants it, yeah. Conor gets whatever fights he wants.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really bad fight for McGregor.
He also posted that he wants to fight in Brazil, and I think that's still a risky move for Conor McGregor.
Nah, I can give him enough security. He'll be all right.
I don't know, man. It's a different world down there.
People definitely they keep grudges, I feel like. They don't forget.
Do you think Conor...
People don't forget.
Would it be more scary for Conor to fight in Brazil or Russia?
Oh, Russia. Russia, 100%.
I mean, but he also went to a soccer match, and he was okay before the Khabib fight.
Depends.
And sat next to Putin.
Well, yeah, he's such a baller. They might be friends.
Yeah, so I don't know that, but you never know down in Brazil, like, because sometimes
yeah, but you don't know.
Just don't
you
care.
But Putin doesn't either. Like Putin,
Change his mind.
If his friends look at him sideways, they'll be gone tomorrow. He could just change his mind.
That's a lot of power,
right? It's a whole
scary.
They can't even have UFC security there. It's like, okay, well, what are these guys gonna do?
Yeah, it's about worthless.
Yeah, exactly. You better bring the fucking U.S. military if you want security, because that's all you. It's Putin here. That's what he cares. He likes fighting. He's gonna be here.
Just bring a bunch of Navy SEALs.
Yeah, that's what all of them.
Do you think Tim Kennedy's still the baddest man to ever be in martial arts? Like when there's no rules.
Oh, I mean.
And this is life, like you could use weapons, whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean he trains the most with that shit.
Yeah,
but so I mean, if
pound for pound,
if John Jones was in the street with Tim Kennedy and they got in a fight, I feel like it'd probably be a bad day for Tim Kennedy.
They train together.
I feel like.
Well, I mean, like in a fist fight, but that's what I'm saying. Like if Tim Kennedy had a knife.
Well,
Tim
right,
Kennedy,
he gets he's trained way more than that's what he does.
But that's the question. Is he pound for pound baddest motherfucker?
Oh well, yeah. He literally has a show right now where he goes and tries to kill himself.
Yeah,
and
he can't. He's so good. He can't kill himself.
Yeah, I think they had to rescue him a couple times though.
Oh, I've only watched the first 4 episodes.
I've only heard about it, and it sounds dope as shit. Where do you watch it on?
I watch it on Apple
Discovery?
TV. Yeah, it's on Discovery. Dude, all my shows are on Discovery. Like that's the dude's channel. Like there's car shows, there's gun shows, there's Tim Kennedy trying to kill himself show.
Wasn't there for a while like Storage Wars and all that bullshit, or is that A&E?
That might be Discovery. I don't know. Like, hey, sometimes you got to cater to the other.
You know what?
audience.
You know what else I fucking hate that people love? Fucking Shark Week.
Oh yeah, that's weird. But Shark Week's on there too.
Fuck. I don't give 2 fucks. The scariest shit. It's a monster.
Yeah,
it's a monster. Stay away from the monster.
It is pretty crazy.
And people are enthralled. I gotta sit here for fucking 7 hours a day.
Hang on, think about this. Maybe this is why we watch fighting, is because we like to watch things that could realistically happen, and it's kind of like it's intense. That's what people think when they watch Shark Week, because they're like, okay, one, I'm not going to go get in a fight, or I'm not going to get in an argument and cause a scene. But you know what? I am going to go swim in the ocean. There's sharks in the ocean. Oh my God, let me watch this, freak myself out. That's why we watch fighting.
I don't watch fighting to watch this and freak myself out.
Just
dude.
You get it. You know what I've been watching a lot lately?
What's that?
Ken Block put out his Gymkhana 10 video.
Who the fuck is Ken Block?
Rally car racing, X Games medalist. Started the Hoonigan brand.
What the fuck's a Hoonigan?
Oh my God. A hoon is a person who drives recklessly.
I do not drive recklessly.
City streets, but but there's more to it. Let me Google the word here in a second. But Ken Block, he did a lot of stunt driving for Fast and the Furious and a bunch of different movies where there's car scenes. And he's just a stunt driver. But he was also the co-founder. Before he did any of that, he was the co-founder of DC Shoes.
Oh, okay.
And so when he started sponsoring athletes, and then all of a sudden he was like, hey, I'm going to go learn how to, drift and race cars because that, I have money now. This looks like something cool to do. And so anyway, he does that and he's like, dude, I'm pretty good at this. And then next thing you know, he's like doing like all these circuits, rally circuits, did the X Games, hangs out with people like Travis Pastrana, do all those like extreme sports. Well, anyway, each year he puts out a Gymkhana video where he takes his rally car and then he does like, he makes his own little courses and, street courses. It's like a rallycross thing. Well, anyway, in a few years ago, I want to say it was Gymkhana 6 or 7.
What? Gymkhana?
Yeah.
Why is it Gymkhana?
Gymkhana is events that they used to hold. I believe it was Europe, but like basically you'd get in a parking garage, with like a bunch of other, street cars, and then you do like tricks and like slide them around, in the.
Jesus Christ, you fucking degenerates.
Yeah, dude. So I'm so deep into this. Well, anyway, he built a 65 Ford Mustang GT, I believe it was, and like converted it and has the twin turbos on it, and they call it the Unicorn.
I love talking to car guys like you that are into this shit because I love your reaction whenever I say I don't give a fuck about
but
cars.
Listen to this. So he creates these courses, and he just built this new truck.
I do love this X Games shit though. I watch that all the time. It's so dope.
So anyway, he built for this year. He built a '77 Ford F-150 and put twin turbos on it, and he calls it the Huna truck. Anyway, so he unveiled that in this one in Shamrock, Texas, and I've been there a bunch of times. And so that kind of, is cool to me. But anyway, so like it starts out, like he does 5 different cars in this video. It's about 20 minutes long. And he starts out in Sweden on the ice.
18 minutes
and he's
too long.
Just drifting around these, like, I don't know, just because like there's no music playing during it. Like these are the sweetest videos ever. You just hear the wah, 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 and then, it jumps and then like sparks flying. And then there's like little cool stuff. Like he has Deerdick in like this little bitty car and he's doing donuts around Deerdick while Deerdick's in this little bitty car doing, just burning tires. And it was like the whole video is like tire slaying tour. And it's so cool. But he also like combines it because there's like GoPros in different places. See him shift, see under, where the suspension's doing. Dude, it's sick. So sick.
You are a 12-year-old.
Dude, I love it. I can't get enough of it, man. Like I watch that and he has a shirt that says Carcane, like his Carcane addiction.
Instead of cocaine.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I definitely have that. It's what people tell me, like they'll be like, oh yeah, like I listen to Joe Rogan and then he goes off into his car tangents and I can't follow along. And I'm like, dude, that's when you hook me. I'm like a fish. I just bit that bait. You can reel me in. We can talk about whatever for the rest of the podcast. You talk about cars.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I am the complete opposite, and I understand that because the shit is dope. And like when you see, I love watching like Travis Pastrana's Nitro Circus when those dudes could do like the fucking double backflips 40 feet in the air on the motorcycles. That shit's so sick. But when you said 77 Ford with the twin turbo, like
F-150, sir.
I know, like, okay, that means 1977.
Yeah.
And it was made by Ford.
Yep.
What's the 150?
It's just their truck brand. It's the body style that they ran.
Okay, so the 150s on Ford, they're just body styles?
Yeah.
Like that's F-150, 250, 350, 450?
Well, no, that is the size of the engine.
Okay, so the F-150 is not the style. It's the engine size.
Yeah. It's like a
So you lied.
It's a V6.
So you
lied. F-150. No, I did, but I mean is like the body styles are all different because you got to get like bigger and bulkier the bigger you get.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, that seems like just functionality instead of purpose.
So the F-150 is for the smaller, lighter body style. But even though you have to, like, what's so cool about them is because for these tires, they're a lot wider than your normal standard ass tire, and so you have to like they do these cool like fender flares to make it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit.
Oh dude, I'm a sucker for fender flares.
Yeah, you would be a sucker for fender flares, and you pass some mud flaps on that, and you'd get you need a dually exhaust. I feel like and a shotgun rack.
Maybe the shotgun
with an American flag hanging from the
back window. Yeah. Okay. Nowadays you can just put like the tinting, like that screen printing tinting stuff on there.
There's a lot of it's Confederate flags. Folks do that.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing a Confederate flag, but I would do America, sir.
I think we need to get rid of the people that put the Confederate flags on their cars. I'm sick of that.
I haven't seen that in a hot minute. Are they
go
still
to my
out there?
hometown? Got a bunch of fucking dumbass hillbillies.
I'm a little further south, and people they're all talk down there.
Where I'm from is a lot of fucking. I told y'all the 7-Elevens ran by white folks. Like
not Middle Easterners. That sounds bad on my part, but that's true.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke until I moved to like a more diverse city like Chicago. It's like, oh no, Indian people just run 7-Elevens and Dunkin' Donuts. Apparently, here is a Dunkin' Donuts hack for you guys. Whenever you're in a bigger city, they're going to have not white people running Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I don't know why they like running Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, it's fine too. but go inside, because the language barrier a lot of times through the drive-through like communication, that communication system is always shitty anyway. It's always crinkly. So then you add the language barrier on there. They're not going to get it right. It's not their fault, but like you'll say iced caramel macchiato with almond milk, and one of that thing's not going to happen. It's not going to get iced. They're not going to be caramel in it, or it's not going to have almond milk. Like it's just, so go inside and make sure that you see it, then put it on the little machine, and that you have a good communication, because then you'll get it right. But if you go through the drive-through and it's bad communication, the language barrier, and it's all crinkly through the fucking mask thing, it's like
through that 1940s wiretap.
Yeah, exactly.
System.
That they haven't upgraded for some reason. Like you could literally just Skype call each other and just have a Skype thing, and you could see the person, and it would be fine. But anyway, like just go inside if you want to order coffee in a bigger city, because then you actually get your order right, and you're happy, and your day will be happier, and you won't start saying racial slurs as you drive down because you're mad at them for fucking up your order.
Yikes. That's why I just order a black coffee. You can't mess that up.
Yeah. Iced. One time I went and I get iced Americanos with black. That's what my favorite drink is. And I was like, can I have a large iced Americanos? And like, oh, we don't do iced Americanos. I was like, well, can you put an Americano in a cup with ice, please? And they're like, no, we don't really do that. And I was like, okay, well, can you make me an Americano and then just give me a cup of ice? It's like, can we figure this out? Problem solve, please. I'll give you $1 for the cup, something. But don't just be all shoulders and shrug into the microphone. Like, I can't help you, man. It's like, you just, please, let's figure this out, dog. Let's figure it out.
This is a brain buster for him.
Iced. All you got to do is pour the fucking thing over. An Americano is espresso and water. Take out the water, pour the espresso over the ice.
Yikes.
Iced Americano. There you fucking go.
There we go, everybody. So let's wrap this up because we're about an hour in here.
Oh, nice. That was a good one.
It was. We just, for a minute there, I didn't know what we'd talk about.
We did not. That was some fucking gibberish there was about a 7-minute span there that was fucking gibberish, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, people are either going to really love
right.
this or they're going to really hate it. And
that's the way she
I'm
goes.
either going to make you watch this Gymkhana video with me because I can't stop watching
I'll watch it. Send it to me.
I need the listeners to watch this video.
It actually sounds dope.
It raised my testosterone levels. Like,
that's toxic masculinity, man.
That's okay.
It's not. We need to. It raised your
listen,
spiritual entity levels. It made you feel like a better human being. It had nothing to do with your testosterone levels, you cisgendered piece of shit.
Dude, I'm being old school. I'm using old school terminology. And for the ladies, let me just say the things that it would do for you. People are going to get wet with perspiration, as The Rock used to say when he'd cut a promo. See, that's another one.
We'll get on that. Fucking good.
We'll get on that one next week. But guys, this has been a fun episode. Didn't know where it would go. It went where it went, and we'll be back next week. Hopefully, we'll get somebody in here so we can stay more on topic with things.
Let's go Rams, motherfuckers!
I'm gonna edit that out and say Patriots.
No, fuck the Patriots. Them cheating cunts. They're not cheating cunts. They're all cheating cunts.
Hey.
They just got caught the most.
Hey, my father always said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Well, also, fuck Roger Goodell. I mean, he literally just has it out for them.
All right, in the rant.
He suspended Tom Brady because they couldn't find anything, and then he was like, well, is he a employee of our organization or not? And then the court's like, well, he is. And he's like, okay, well, can we not suspend an employee? And he's like, well, you can. He's like, okay, well, he's suspended. That was a cunty thing to do. Fuck Roger Goodell. I'm out. Have a happy Sunday.
All right, everybody. We out.
Say hello to the stars above.